Today's interview is with Sha-En Yeo. Shaen believes education is for life. Using the tools and research from positive technology, Shaen empowers schools, teachers, and parents. She's a coach, speaker, trainer, and author, founder of Positive School. Over the last 7 years, Shaen impacted more than 10,000 people in Singapore and beyond. We asked Shaen, what's your favorite book and why? Business and non-business if possible. To which she replied, for business book, The E-Myth, because it explains clearly how to start a business the right way. For non-business, Rising Strong, because it is so real, vulnerable, and full of wise nuggets which inspire me to be resilient in my life. We asked Shaen, was there a moment specifically when something you read in a book helped you? Can you tell us about it? She replied, in the book Talk Like TED, there were a few suggestions on how to make my speech better. I tweaked the way I speak using the advice and produced a speech like never before. I had many people coming up to shake my hands and offer me name cards. We also wanted to know what books had the biggest impact on Shaen, and she replied, The Success Principles by Jack Canfield. Distilling the principles into bite-sized pieces showed me that anyone could succeed. It wasn't that people got lucky or that success is only for the deserving few, but that we could all share a piece of the pie if we believed in it and took action. We asked Shaen what book she would recommend to youngsters interested in her professional path and why. She told us, Learned Optimism by Martin Seligman, because it was the turning point in psychology, a focus on the positive and human potential to flourish. As a speaker in this field, I would say this book is really inspiring material. Celebrating Failure, because as a speaker and trainer and business person, failure is almost certain. You will make mistakes when you push and try. What makes the difference is being able to celebrate your mistakes, learn from them, and come back stronger than before. We told Shaen we're interested in finding out more about your reading habits. How often does she read and in what format? To this she responded, I read little snippets every day. I find this more suitable. Occasionally, though, I do sit down to read a whole book, especially if it's well written and captivating. I prefer my books hard copy. We asked Shaen, how do you make time for reading? She told us, by making it a part of my routine or when I'm on public transport. That way I can be productive with my time. We also asked Shaen, do you take notes or have any other technique for conquering the torrent of information? She told us, breaking it down into a little a day helps me retain the information. Sometimes, if it's really good, I will reread it so I can commit it to memory. We asked Shaen how she chooses the books to read next, and she replied, I have borrowed The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. I can't believe I have not gotten down to reading this book. I believe I will have lots to learn from it. We asked Shaen, do you prioritize the books recommended by certain people? Is there anyone that you consider a book recommendations guru? She told us, my coach offers me many books to read depending on which stage of business I am in. Otherwise, I do borrow from friends who have commented about the book or find books that are in the general genre I enjoy. Our last question for Shaen was, what book are you currently reading and what are you expecting to gain from it? She told us, I'm not reading anything right now, but plan to start on the book I mentioned in question number 8. This was our interview with Sha-En Yeo. If you want to find out more about her and her projects, go to facebook.com/positiveeducation. You can find all the books mentioned in this interview in the video description. The CEOlibrary.com is a daily updated library of book recommendations and interviews from the business people we look up to. Thank you.